So Citrix DaaS, as you know, it is desktop as a service, and that is what Citrix is pushing now, because Citrix is now part of CSG, all that complications, as you all know. So now the DaaS is there, then on-prem is also still there. You know, the Citrix CPC, it's called actually. The license is called CPC for private cloud. So DaaS is purely on the cloud. That means your control plane is on the cloud, and you can have your workloads on the on-prem also actually. So it can be on-prem or cloud. So it talks about the flexibility, experience, security, choice, and also they are saying that it is something better than the previous one. The DaaS is okay. I have a message. Okay. Okay. DaaS is designed for the cloud and optimized for high availability. So you can see here, please, anything clarifications or any mistakes, because it's little bit older slide. If you find that there is something new in the Citrix is come up which I'm missing, please text here. We will discuss about it straight away. Okay. Okay. Now, as you can see here, I will remove myself. As you can see here, the DaaS is purely on the cloud, and your workload can be anywhere. Example like Azure, AWS, Google, on-prem, all that. Actually, you just need to have a delivery control, delivery agent and the connector. Cloud connector is obviously required, as you know, and then you can straight away get into the cloud. So, what are the benefits of transition to the cloud? So, it's evergreen, means it's always up to date for you, and the reduced management and overhead actually. So it's because the Citrix control plane is gone. For example, the studio, the database, the delivery controller, storefront, the gateway service, all that is gone. You don't need to worry about those things. It has been maintained. As you know, Netscaler or the gateway had so much of problems recently in couple of years, wherein we had attacks and all that stuff happening. So once it is with Citrix DaaS, it is a gateway service. It is very difficult to penetrate actually. So that way it's also safe for you, for your customers, because I know that many customers around the world got affected because of this gateway on-prem firmware not upgraded or whatever actually. So I think that's also another point for you. And hybrid, right? Citrix is now having a new license called UHMC, Universal Hybrid Multi-Cloud. So wherein you can have, before it was like, they used to talk about, to have this license, that license. Now it's much simpler. You buy UHMC, but remember it is minimum 250 users. Obviously for the enterprises only. For the small customers will be suffering if they want to go to cloud. That's another problem. Basically, let's say a small company having 10 users, they want to go to DaaS, they simply cannot go. It's very difficult, even with the MSP actually. That is another negative point, I should say. And this 250 users, you can have this UHMC, you can have this your workload on-prem, even the Citrix setup itself on-prem, not a problem, the same license. If you don't want to go to cloud today, you take your time and you can go ahead. Please don't forget to message me for anything on your chat box. We can discuss it straight away. And auto scale is another point, wherein using Azure capability and all that, we can do auto scaling. Example like morning 9 o'clock people come in, and you can start up all the machines automatically and all that stuff. That is called auto scaling. So we have around 40 slides, I think so. So okay, now delivery controller agents, again Windows 10, Windows Server, Linux. Now I think recently Mac is also added. If anyone is interested to publish your Mac machines, which is running like a remote desktop, or I think Mac OS has a image also. If it is running, we can publish it to the world. Or remote PC kind of system also available. So just note that also in just like Linux. Now this is the one we talk about, the DaaS, wherein Citrix managed control plane. As I already said, Citrix managing everything, including Cloud Connector. You know what is Cloud Connector, right? It is basically the simple software running on-prem, which connects to your Active Directory. Then it works as a gateway to the cloud, actually. So that means then behind that, your applications, as you can see here, your virtual apps, desktops, Windows desktops, and all that, everything is there. That will be there. Now the Cloud Connector is also managed by Citrix. That means its upgrade and all that, everything will be taken care of by Citrix actually automatically. So that means you will see that sometimes your Cloud Connector can be restarting automatically. So I think there is something done directly by Citrix. That's the reason. So we talk about on-premises, AWS, and Azure, GCP, all that possible. Okay. Now, when it comes to customer managed, I know you're all experts in Citrix, so we can see all those stuff: director, licenses, studio, gateway, all that you need to manage. So obviously, those who love on-prem, obviously that is good for you. And data center, then on-prem data center, we can have all your apps, desktops, and actually you can have it on AWS and Azure also, provided you have UHMC license now, as of now. Before it was like hybrid, now it is UHMC. If you're UHMC, you can have an on-prem server, on-prem Citrix farm, then you can have your applications running from the cloud on Azure and AWS, for example. That's what it's all about it. Now let's talk about resiliency. Okay, the cloud has got some kind of platform HA, wherein your studio and all that stuff they are set up in different data centers. Europe, you can see Mexico, Sweden, Singapore, Australia, all that is there. So the console will not fail actually. So at least there is a redundancy properly. So HA is there, so you don't need to worry about it. Like an on-prem DDC that is failed means people run around for all that stuff. So this way it is better resiliency for sure. Service continuity. I know I'm sure you must have heard about that actually. So even though some components fail, Citrix will start continuously working. So that's provided you have the workspace app in that. There is some kind of a offline system. It's not really too much, but then some components fail, then it will automatically help you to run this applications without any much problem. That is called service continuity. Okay, now it's renderless protocol. HDX is upgraded to this new one. The advantage is that you can see the traffic bypasses the gateway, the cloud connector. That is one important thing. So that the gateway service will talk to the virtual desktops, virtual apps directly, so that the traffic will be a little more faster. That is the new protocol. I think it is from 1912 version of Citrix virtual apps and desktop. That is also there, renderless protocol. Security. Now you can see here that there is no public. Now we're talking about the gateway service. Okay, the gateway service is running on cloud as part of your DaaS solution. You get it free. You don't need to pay for anything actually. All right. So you have the public IP, and you can see the. I don't have a pointer. I'm just checking. Okay, I don't think I have a pointer here. Okay. All right. So I think I'll check it later. Okay. So we can see here on the gateway service, you don't need to worry about public IP and all that stuff, just like your on-prem. And it is global deployment, means your VDI and your actually control plane and the gateway service is globally available. Let's say you are in India, you are connecting your gateway service. It will talk to the nearest POP actually, the point of presence. So then, it will then talk to your Citrix farm, then run the applications actually. So that way also, the actual traffic, once you connect it to your POP or the gateway service, it will be taken care of by the backbone of Azure or AWS. I think they have in everywhere, Azure, AWS, and Google they have. And there is no firewall rule changes, network devices, nothing. People can connect straight away actually. So that's what they're saying. There is no much complications in terms of setting up the gateway service. So you can see here the colors AWS, Azure, and GCP. So all this stuff, you can hear it. You can see that it's around the globe, wherever your users are there. But this does not mean that Citrix is also the control plane is there and everywhere. It is in very few locations actually. Example like Europe, America, Asia, and all that. But this NetScalers many are there actually. So the gateway service is many, so it is hosted there in cloud, some cloud data centers, and it will take care of the traffic actually much better. That's why they have it placed in different places actually around the globe. But if you really think about the old-fashioned NetScaler gateway, obviously, as you know, you need public IP addresses, firewall rules, network device management. All those issues will be always there actually. So obviously, but then if you're running something on-prem, you have no other option. You only have this option actually. Okay, I think Biromani is saying that, okay, he's fine. Okay, there is no query I understand from anyone. Okay, so now there is something called Azure Quick Deploy, but I have not seen anyone using it. It's something very simple. You don't need to do much configuration on your cloud, Citrix Cloud. It's automated and done. But I think it's for smaller. I think it's for only for small scale deployments actually. So anyone has experience, you can share it in the chat. Okay, now we also have adaptive access, wherein the users who they're accessing, who are the users, how are they accessing, what are they accessing, all that. Then based on that, you can provide them resources. Example, a user is from inside the network, give him 10 applications, and he's from outside, then give him only one application. Those things are possible. That's called adaptive access. SPA SPA is still there as a secure private access actually. So that one is something like zero trust initiative from Citrix. I'm sure you must. That's a separate product actually. It is not part of Citrix virtual apps and desktops. But SPA will help you to publish your internal application securely through Citrix. That will help you SPA or enterprise browser. These are not that popular. That's what I understand. Application protection policies, with this again part of the VDA, it is on-prem and cloud, both are available actually. So wherein you can put some watermark, you can prevent it from stolen. Actually, your text is your data is saved actually. Obviously, you cannot prevent this normal camera and all that, but still you can have watermark on your the data, which may help you to reduce the leak of data actually. So browser content redirection is another one. User interface rendered on a virtual desktop browser. So that means if you have any heavy, data, heavy, video files and all that, it can render it through the content redirection policies so that it can run from your servers, actually, Citrix servers. Teams optimization, I will not talk too much because every day there is new teams coming up. If you are a Citrix guy, you must notice that every now and then there is a new settings, new configurations. You have to keep doing it actually. So remember that you need to go for the latest. You need to go for the. I think the animation does not work here in this my system, so I think something is there. Okay, so for Teams, you should always remember that you have to look at the latest on the internet for the optimization packs or whatever, so that you are smoothly running. Because Teams is one of the biggest area of concern which I have seen. We have, I'm sure all of you are in the Citrix technical group. If you are not, you can just message me on LinkedIn. I will add you to the group if someone is not in the group. Actually, we have around 750 people, purely Azure Citrix virtualization cloud. That's what you talk about. Okay, now let's go to the logon optimization. Vim, I have not used Vim, but I think Vim people use for, should be a good thing for you. If you're really seriously, having a problem about the logon issues and all that, you should look at Vim. So I think the logon duration can come down because GPU and all that is taken away. So it is done in a different way. So that is also part of the licenses actually. Authentication, if it's on the cloud, as you know, I'm sure you know about these things actually. There are so many different options for authentication. On-prem, Active Directory, AD Plus, token, Azure AD, Citrix Gateway, Google Authent, all that is possible. Azure AD and all that, you can put MFA also. So that, obviously nowadays nothing should work without MFA. Always remember to have your MFA with some app. Even the SMS also is not that secure, I think. So you go for apps, you can integrate to the Microsoft 365, all that stuff, so that you have security actually. So that's very important. If you have a NetScaler gateway, do not use it without any MFA. Now the new licenses, all of them have that AAA included, so that you can configure this MFA system with even Citrix or Citrix directly SMS also. That Citrix tokens also is possible. SMS and all that's possible. That's also supported. You don't need to worry about Microsoft. Microsoft also not an issue. But always remember that you need to have MFA. Image management, it's the same old story. You prepare, virtualize, store, deliver, monitor, and all that. That is called the images, wherein you publish. If you have a big setup, obviously you need to create a, let's say you have a VDI for 100 users, 500 users, you need to create a master image and you need to publish it to the users actually. So use MCS or machine creation services or PVS. So MCS, I'm sure you all know about this. How does it work? There is a master image, then deploying image. There are multiple steps. If you're interested about MCS, you just Google for how does MCS work. There are so many videos available. You can look at it actually. So machine creation services will help you to manage, basically to help you to manage one image, and then that can be used for multiple people. So that will be something really helpful, so that tomorrow there is an update to the application and all that stuff, you just only set up only one image. That's what it is actually. Next is the cloud master image. I think there is PVS. Okay, I think it is yeah, it's the PVS screen. So basically, some people still use provisioning services. That is also good. That is also there in the cloud now. So we can have that PVS system. So you can using provisioning services. Also, you can deploy your machines. It is something which is beyond MCS actually, as you know. App layering is another feature. I do not know how popular it is. It helps you to lay MSIX kind of thing. So it'll help you to layer the applications, and so that you can free up your master image. Let's say you have a company with, you need to have 50 different master images actually, 50 different type of applications. Without Zen it may be a challenge for you. Then if someone has used app layering successfully, you can just post here actually, so we can discuss further on those things also. Next is the migration. There is some option for migration also. Image portability service is there. So if you wanted to have from the local image to the cloud, there is an option available. You can just find out on the internet more. It's called the image portability service. It is the image migration service. You can migrate your images to the master images to the cloud, and then you can use MCS to populate them actually. There is an automated configuration tool for the site, syncing your site from test to production. So let's say you wanted to get some data or your site setup from your test site to your production, you can do that. Backup restore configuration, and all this migration from one region to another, all that's supported actually. Support for migration from on-prem to cloud, support from DaaS to CVAD, all that is possible. So basically your farm settings, you can migrate from one to another farm. That's what they're saying. There is another new one. It's fairly new. Yeah, 1 year now, probably. So VDA upgrade service, we can centrally upgrade your VDAs actually. VDAs, as in always, it's a problem wherein you install VDA, then people don't really bother about upgrading it. But then obviously to have the farm to be in proper shape, we need to update your VDAs also, right? So that is very important. And that itself is taken care of a upgrade service. It's a cloud service actually. So it's part of it's part of the Citrix DaaS. Then it automatically talks to the VDS and upgrade the VDS actually. You can just have a look at it. How does it work? MSIX app attach. I think it's a Microsoft technology wherein it can also work along with Citrix for application publishing app attachment. So I not have much idea about it. If someone have experience, you can also post here actually. So that will help you to attach your applications and help you to publish application in a different way, in a simpler way. Non-domain joined also is there now. So let's say we have a VDA machines running on the cloud, which is only part of Azure AD. We don't have any Azure ADDS full setup is not there. Then its machine is part of simple Azure AD using Intune or something. So in that scenario, we can use this non-domain joined VDS actually, that option. So you can see that it improves the rollout and all that. Because it's not Active Directory involved. So obviously it has some limitations for sure, like the flexibility is less. Cost management, we talked about auto scale earlier. So auto scale means we can decide in the studio itself when it connects to the cloud, generally Azure and all that. So we can say that okay, in the morning you need to start all the machines and all that. You can have it makes sense when it is actually on the cloud, so you can save some money. So all this configuration is possible. You can see the log also, you can find and see what is the actual the trend, then accordingly you can configure it. User experience management, we have monitor, that's on the cloud. you have the Citrix DaaS solution. It is something like your director, but the monitor will tell you what was the problems, what was the connectivity errors, and all that stuff. I'm sure you know about all those things. And next is director. If it is on-prem, obviously yes, director is almost like monitor, so it'll help you to do the stuff on-prem actually. Now Web Studio. Now that's also fairly new. So just like Studio, now I think Citrix is pushing Web Studio now because it is purely working on the web. I think it is just extension of the DaaS. I think so. It is for the on-prem people, basically. So we can have your, the using Web Studio like a web browser. You can run your Citrix Studio. That is what it is. You don't need to install a specific Studio software and run it. That is what is Web Studio. So so this is a kind of monitoring. It shows about monitor. We'll talk about the monitoring now. There is something called analytics, Citrix Analytics and Performance. For performance, that is a cloud solution running on the Citrix Cloud actually. So that one will help you to monitor your performance, like servers, VDA failing, and all that. It is something advanced thing of that studio director actually. So it'll help you those things also. Now the next one is okay. This is something called Cloud Health Check. It's a software. If you are going to cloud and all that, you can, if you want to see specific, you can add the machines here, specific example VDA and all that. You can add the VDA and check the health of it. It's purely for the cloud actually, but then you can check your health. For example, the VDA, Windows Server VDA and all that. See what is the health for this actually. Okay, I think that's with that we are done. So we took around 30 minutes only. So now, thank you for joining. So now the time for question answers actually. So if anyone have any questions, please post it in the uh, LinkedIn, so we can answer that, or we'll find some ways to answer you. And please ensure to join this technical call. It won't be Citrix only, but it will be covering all latest IT technologies every week. So please remember Fridays afternoon if you're sleepy, that'll be a good thing to spend some time with us actually. So we'll be talking about different topics, all kind of cybersecurity, Citrix, VDI, maximum possible things we'll talk about actually. So also you can, as a comment, you can say what if you have preferred topic. I'll try to get some information on those things. If it is covered, if possible, then I will cover those things also. Now we will have 10 minutes open from now for any questions. You can directly post your questions there. But I don't think there's an option to speak. Oh, yeah, I think there's an option to speak. So there's no option. So you can. I'll wait for it for 10 minutes actually. You can provide feedback also if something, any improvement required and all that. So that also will be taken care of. Anyone is having any plan to post any comments? They can straight away, go and post in that LinkedIn itself actually. So you can have, as I said, you can have any feedbacks on this, what else can be covered, how we can improve, because it is for sure I'm trying to do it from this new year, weekly one, so that, I'm regular on this platform, so that gradually, slowly it can help, people. And also if you want to present, because we can have up to 10 presenters in this StreamYard software. So if you want to present any topics, we can have a joint presentation also. That will be also great, because I may get bored with, you may get bored seeing me every day, every week only. So that it'll be good if you want to present something, any topic technical, you can let me know. We can discuss offline and we can get it done. So I think, I don't think there is any question. So if there is no questions, then we'll wind up for today. Let's wait